What's going on, guys? It's Tommy. I'm coming at you with an action figure review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Hasbro The Black Series Archive Edition Imperial Stormtrooper. So this figure was a little bit difficult to get as a United States collector. The way that I got this was actually through Big Bad Toy Store. I saw it was in stock. Big Bad Toy Store is a place I go to for most of my action figure orders and pre-orders. I highly recommend checking them out. Very, very good service there. So interestingly enough, recently it seems that Hasbro has been kind of moving the Archive collection to international only, which is fine because, you know, a lot of these figures are very easily accessible here in the US, the Stormtrooper being one of them. Of course, being a completionist as I am when it comes to the Imperial Trooper releases in this line, I figured I had to get this one, so I did pick it up on Big Bad and I was able to attain it so I can review it and open it up for you. This is the standard packaging for the Archive collection. You have a bubble card here. On the back, on the card back, you do have the Black Series logo, Archive on the right, Imperial Stormtrooper on the left, and then you have on your bubble card an illustrated image of the Stormtrooper looking awesome, and then the figure and his one accessory. On the back of the card back, again, you have the picture of the original release of this figure. The original release was the 2020 Stormtrooper, which came out in the Galaxy packaging, and then you have another image here of this figure, which looks awesome, and then you have a bio in about 1,000 different languages. This bio reads, "Stormtroopers are elite shock troopers fanatically loyal to the Empire and Imperial cause. They wear imposing white armor, which offers a wide range of survival equipment." And that's about it as far as the Archive packaging goes. I'm going to open this up and we'll check out the figure. All right, here is our Stormtrooper out of the box. Let's first check out the one accessory that he comes with. So first off, we have the E11 blaster rifle. This is done in a black sculpt. You have absolutely no paint applications or weathering on this whatsoever. This one does come with the extended magazine and the flashlight attachment here, so pretty standard for what the E11 looks like for most Black Series releases nowadays. That's what you can expect. And then of course we have the Stormtrooper. So the Stormtrooper has had, you know, several releases by now in the Black Series line, so I'm gonna kind of be a little brief about this one because again, this is an Archive edition. It's literally a repack. This one's got some nice paint applications around the helmet area. You do have the greenish tinted lenses as well as the black brow, and then all of the bits of gray around the helmet here with the little black lines, and then you have the little blue lines down here. The chin filter and the adjacent pieces are painted black and silver, and then the mouth area is also painted in that nice black and silver. He does have some nice buttons that are painted black right here at the midsection, and he does have some gray paint on the thermal detonator. Aside from that though, that's about what you get with this figure as far as paint goes, and that's how it should be because this figure is a plain Stormtrooper. This is exactly what you should be getting when you get this figure. So to go over articulation real quick, you do have a double ball jointed neck, which is going to give you some really nice range of motion. He can look down quite a bit. He can even look up a little bit too, which is nice. He does have some really nice tilt at the head, as well as the ability to turn the head left and right. The shoulder armor is done on an O-ring system, so it's completely detached from the rest of the arm, and you do have some butterfly joints with some really, really nice range here, as you can see. And then you can actually swivel the arm a full 360 degrees. I'd recommend if you're doing that to keep the shoulder armor in line with the O-ring system. He does have some deep cut single jointed elbows which do bend well past that 90-degree mark, and then on the right wrist he does have a vertical hinge, and on the left wrist he has a horizontal hinge. He does have a loose overlay for the upper chest armor, so when you have that ball joint to the midsection, that's not going to hinder that articulation one bit. He has a ball joint down here at the hips which has some really nice movement as well. These little pieces that kind of hang down are very malleable, so they will get out of the way when you move the leg forward. He does have a swivel of the thigh, which is hidden underneath the thigh armor. He's got some deep cut single jointed knees, which again are going to get you past that 90-degree mark, and he does have a swivel at the knee as well. And then of course he does have a forward facing pin for rocker down here at the ankle. He's got an ankle hinge which can move forward just a little bit and then back a bit as well. This is very standard articulation as of the 2020 kind of turn of the century for Black Series series, I guess turn of the decade would be a better term, when they really started moving into this newer articulation scheme. Now this guy does not have any weapon storage, but he can hold his blaster in the trigger finger. It does go right into the trigger guard here. It passes the shake test, meaning that he's not going to lose his accessory when it's in the hand. He can hold that very nicely just in the one hand like this. You can get a very basic pose out of him that way. He can also hold the blaster in two hands very easily. This is just a very loose grip on that offhand, which is fine. We'll give him that very original trilogy look to holding the blaster here. If you want your Stormtrooper to look like they actually can aim, then you can actually bring the blaster all the way up to the eyes, and you can actually have him kind of look down the sights there. So that's a good option that this guy can actually do that. It's good articulation. And you can, of course, get this guy into a one-legged running pose very easily. You can see I was able to move him around with no difficulty at all. And that just about does it for the Archive Stormtrooper. A very short review, but again, you know exactly what you're getting with this figure. I just figured I'd review the Archive Collection version. Always recommend getting this figure, and that's why I get every single release of it. Gives me an excuse to kind of army build it. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did and you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to Blitz Transmissions. I've got awesome Star Wars content coming out all the time. Make sure to check out my social media. All my links are in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll catch you for the next one, and may the Force be with you.